And next we have Public Works and Water Resources.
Good morning, Board. Scott DeLeon, Public Works and Water Resources. I'd just like to start by acknowledging Deputy Director of Water Resources, Marina DeLeon, who has joined us here today and has assisted in preparation of a number of these slides. So thank you for your assistance and being here. You know, this is a challenge to try to encompass everything that we do and present this, and I was reminded I need to be done in 5 to 7 minutes. So it's a challenge to put all the things that we do, and so with that, I'll make an effort here to quickly go through these things. We presented as an update to the draft 5-year plan to improve the county road network. We secured community funding for the Safe Routes to School project at the Kelseyville sidewalk for the schools there. We completed a road rehab project for roads affected by the sulfur fire, utilizing funding that was provided by your board. We completed a chip seal project this year that included those sulfur fire roads, as well as New Long Valley Road. And pretty excited about this, we leveraged federal funding to purchase a new chip cart for county road chip seal projects. We were using a machine that we were given by Sonoma County. It's 30-something years old, and we were able to purchase a brand new chip cart utilizing that federal funding. So pretty excited about that. Next slide, please. Prepared a successful grant application for the Soda Bay Corridor Evacuation Route Planning and Maintenance Project, and we completed the construction of a bridge replacement in Witter Springs. For 2023 Public Works, we're obviously continuing our response to the atmospheric river storm that response. We're still doing pothole patching. We're going to be doing pothole patching for a while. The road network, as you all are aware, took a beating from that storm, but crews are working hard to get those repairs completed. We intend to finalize the pavement rehabilitation plan, including development of a strategy for increased funding, begin implementation of that plan, to include preparation of plans and specs for the contracted work and complete surfacing projects performed by county forces. We intend to complete the preliminary design for a new hangar development area at Lamson Airfield. Complete the right-of-way acquisition for South Main Street Soda Bay Road widening project. Complete the slip-out repairs on Socrates Mine Road. It's been a long-standing project, and we hope to have that out to bid and completed this year. Complete bridge replacement projects in Spring Valley and Bartlett Springs, and of course, complete that Kelseyville Safe Routes to School project. And it's not on the slide, but complete the Soda Bay Corridor Evacuation Grant objectives. Moving on to water resources. We've had a number of accomplishments with water resources. We submitted the groundwater sustainability plan for Big Valley. We secured internal cannabis tax funding for the abatement of lake bed, dilapidated structures, and abandoned vessels, and we've brought a couple of those to your board where we performed the abatement of those structures. And we will continue to do that in 2023. We received a grant timeline extension from the California Department of Water Resources for the Middle Creek Flood Damage Reduction and Ecosystem Restoration Project for property acquisition. If you recall, that's a $15 million grant. It had a completion date of June of this year, and we received a 5-year extension for that. We had a successful collaboration with the AmeriCorps Civic Spark Fellowship, and they completed our shoreline inventory. We continue to maintain over 9 miles of levees in the Upper Lake community. Using a grant, we launched the Invasive Mussel Introduction Rapid Response and Containment Transition Plan for Clear Lake. And basically what that is it's the development of a plan for what do we do should we be infested with quagga mussels. So again, we're using a grant to do that planning. Over $1.6 million in various state funding for a variety of water resources programs and projects. We worked on the working group. We were a member of the California Department of Water Resources County Drought Resilience Plan Guidebook. We secured $750,000 through Congressman Mike Thompson, again for the Middle Creek project, and passed the recertification of FEMA's Community Rating Service, which affects flood insurance premiums for folks in Lake County. For 2023, our points of emphasis, our water resources staff was very involved with our atmospheric river storm response, and will continue to do that. Continue collaboration with local and state entities for pre-drought planning. Kind of interesting to continue talking about that after we've received these rains, but in the event that we don't get any more rains, we're going to be right back in it. So we'll continue with that effort. Continue efforts with collaboration with local, state, and tribal entities for the Clear Lake hitch habitat conservation. Complete the final report for the Middle Creek flood control feasibility study, and update Chapter 23 of the Clear Lake shoreline. That's the shoreline ordinance. It has not been addressed in many years, and we're working on an update to that. Have applied for funding through the Big Valley Groundwater Sustainability Plan to implement some of the projects there. We'll continue the acquisition of parcels located for the Middle Creek project, and continue our efforts to prevent the infestation of zebra and quagga mussels into Clear Lake with our ramp monitor program, which I think has been really, really successful. Some items that weren't on the slides. Staff completed a 2-year Thule restoration project on Clark Island. That was a collaboration with local tribes and others. We will continue that effort in 2023. I'm going to steal something from a previous presenter, and we really need to improve employee retention and recruitment. We're still struggling, especially on the public works side, to recruit positions in that department. We're going to continue with that. And then finally, I'd just like to thank staff from both Public Works and Water Resources. This year so far has been extremely challenging with the storms, and I think our crews have done some outstanding work, and just like to publicly thank them. So with that, thank you for your time, and try to answer any questions.
And when I reached out to thank you for all of that work, you said, "Oh, this isn't necessary. This is what our staff does." But it's always important to acknowledge when anyone goes above and beyond, and they certainly did. So I also echo that.
Appreciate that.
Just thank you for, I know in Upper Lake with what you mentioned in here about the levies and whatnot, just being available and working with that group at West Region Town Hall. I appreciate your staff and the workshop that was conducted and all that, so thanks.
Supervisor Green?
Just adding on the pile of thanks. I mean, it's been a quick introduction to me as the new supervisor here, but seeing both the public works side and water resources, incredibly hard at work, handling multiple dueling responsibilities, and handling it pretty well from everything I've seen. So super excited to see the work that's been done. I want to acknowledge everything and hear that 2023 has been outlined before. I suspect there might be one or two bullet points that you haven't been able to plan for just yet, including some that I plan to bring. But compliments all around. I just can't say enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to pass on, over the last couple of weeks, I've done a couple of state of the counties in South County, and one of the biggest glaring things throughout their atmospheric river storm, I know we got long-term work to do on the roads, but the potholes were just exacerbated by the storms, and multiple compliments to your department and all the workers out there of attacking those, the biggest ones, especially in the South County area. So need to pass that on from all of our constituents that you were getting inundated by calls, but your workers got out there and performed. So thank you very much, and to all the departments that did during those trying times. So
Welcome.
Yeah, the army of pothole fillers. I've been out and about. But the other piece of that is on Facebook, taking road complaints directly there rather than, people having to go through the website. And I know that's extra work, but it seems to be making a difference. It's easier for the public. So I don't know if that's a pilot thing you're trying out. I don't know how sustainable it is, but I think especially during this time when there's an extra load of road complaints, it's good. But I do have a question about when we might see the next version of the road plan.
So I'm working on it. We have a lot of competing interests and still waiting on some information from different utilities. I'm trying to incorporate their plans and undergrounding.
Yes.
What we just can't have is we go out and repair a road and then we have a utility that wants to come in and do a project. So just, if you can imagine all of not just AT&T and Pacific or PG&E, but all of the water systems, all the different water agencies, there's just a lot of folks that we're trying to incorporate into that project. I'd say in the next, we're at the end of January, so hopefully in the next 60 days, we'll be back.
Okay, great. Yeah, there are a lot of moving pieces, a lot of partners, and this is just one thing. It's a big investment that we have to get right.
Right.
So I understand that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody?
And one last thing, specific to Lori Price, getting all the information out on the road closures. And
Yes.
just
Yes.
on time, the community greatly appreciated that, and obviously in each district, I think we did too, but that was another specific one I had to mention her,
Well,
getting that
I appreciate
information out
that.
there online.
Yeah, we've had a presence on Facebook, and Lori handles that for our department, and again, it's what we do, and she does a spectacular job with that, and so I appreciate your comment, and if she's not listening, I'll be sure and pass it along.
Thank you, Lori. Thanks.
I just wanted to add one more thing, and just with the Sulphur Bank Road, that repaving, and then when you came to the town hall, on East Region Town Hall, the fact that plan was brought forward to us, and it's given a lot of people in the district hope. I know we talked about it possibly being delayed, but the fact that it's being done, people are like, okay, it's going to happen. So just thanks for that too, and the tangibility of some of the roads just lets them know, okay, it's coming. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Registrar of Voters and Elections.
Good morning, Maria Valadez, Registrar of Voters. And I know there's a couple of things I missed on here. So I'll start off with the redistricting that initiated in 2021 with the supervisorial district changes. That had to be implemented, and we had to redraw our boundaries as well as the voting precincts for the June election in 2022. After that, we had the Board of Education that also aligns their districts with the supervisorial districts, which we also had to turn around and implement. Both local college districts, the Mendel Lake Community College and Yuba College District, also redrew their boundaries, so we had to implement those for the November election. We moved into our new office in February of last year, so thank you to Public Services and to IT to assist with making that happen and making it seem so smoothly. In 2022, we conducted 2 elections, the June primary and then the November general election, always making sure that we continue to promote voter participation. We kept our 22 polling locations, or polling places, and continued deploying our 6 ballot drop boxes so that voters can participate in either matter that they chose to do so. With that, we also, in between the 2 elections, we managed to be able to, 4 of us from the office were able to attend our association, and we are now California Professional Election Administrators, so we graduated with the courses on those. And then Lourdes and I took the CSAC classes, and we also received our credential for that. So that was part of our 2022 accomplishments. In 2023, we are preparing for our tentative 2023 general district election, even though there's no, the majority of our districts switched over to the even year elections. We still have 1 district that has to still file for candidacy, and so we have to prepare for that. And then, in addition, we're now starting to prepare for the March 2024 presidential election, so working on that, and always continue attending training to help us grow within our job performance. And that's it. Thank you.
It was a big year.
Yes, it
and
was.
You moved through it successfully, so thank you for
Thank you
everything.
to my staff.
It was a lot.
Yes, it was.
Supervisor Green?
Yes, thank you for everything Elections does. ROV, as a recovering elections worker, I like to say hi. And thank you very much for all the hard work for our elections last year, but also to highlight for the community. Depending on where else you live in the country and who's speaking, you'll hear any number of comments and views about the integrity of our elections. And I just want to signal how proud I am of our local election staff and our local community for supporting them. We had several drop boxes out at the last election. I didn't hear anybody camping out on them. I didn't hear any notion of the criticism that has been leveled at election workers in other communities. So both to the elections department and to the community that supports that department, job well done all around. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I also wanted to mention one more thing that I haven't brought up forward, but in 2021, we moved in with Granicus to do our campaign filing disclosure campaign statements, which are now online and viewable for the public. So that was really a big help for us for the June, or for last year, or for 2022, where people could go and view campaign filings where contributions, people ask about contributions, so they're no longer having to call our office. It's online and it's on our website. So that was a big accomplishment.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.